Hi, welcome to John's Jeep Garage. We were removing our transmission and reinstalling a transmission, and by doing that, we had to remove the starter. And so we said, well, why don't we just go ahead and take the time and show how to remove and install a starter while we're doing it, so hopefully it helps. If you fast forward to the timestamp below, you'll get straight to the work. Otherwise, I'd like to take a minute just to explain the starter that we're installing on this 2016 Jeep Wrangler. This is it, and I want to show you some details. What's most important here, though, is that you're connecting your electrical connections. This is the ground. This is a 13 millimeter flange nut. We'll show you how to do that, and then you have your other electrical connection that goes in here. And you got to make sure people slide it on, but it's just not on all the way, and then your starter doesn't work. You got to make sure it goes all the way on. And there's this little ridge here that which will, most electrical connections have that contact where it clips in. So when you have to press the edge to pull it out to release that contact. Right, we're ready to start the work, but first, major safety step. You need to disconnect the negative terminal on your battery first. Ensure that is separated. Second, I'd highly advise you to work on a cool engine. Third, you're going to be working underneath. It's best to have some type of gloves on as well as safety glasses. All right, we're going to try to give you the best line of sight we can. It's a little bit of an awkward position, and hopefully this helps. Thank you again for watching. All right, I have this project Jeep here, but I'm going to show you how to quickly access the starter. So on the driver's side, I just follow this panel all the way down. I come underneath. Now, right here, that's your oil pan. And if you look just above the oil pan, you'll see your starter. There's your transmission, and then there's the starter. Now I want to just show you, if you count, so here's the oil pan. You got that lower bolt, they're gonna symmetrical. There's a bolt here, and there's a bolt here. So there's these two bolts. One more, the third bolt up, that's the first bolt of the starter. So you see, you got that bolt and the one right above it. So that one and that one right there, those are your two starter bolts, 15 millimeter. Long bolt. So you see, what I'm gonna do is pull that bolt out. Okay, so then, if you notice, I don't know if you can see that plug, I'm gonna press that tip right there, and then I'm gonna pull it out. Now, the only thing else, if you see, is that bolt, which is the ground, and you need to get a socket on there to remove it. What I've done is I've kind of pulled it out on an angle, and you can see that bolt. This is one method. So I'm using a deep socket to loosen it. So if you see that nut right there, after I loosened it up, I'm gonna reach in, but it's gonna be hard to see. So I call it like a flange nut. I straightened the starter back up, and then I have to get it back kind of in position to reduce the tension on the cable, be able to pull that ground and that connection off. Then I can remove the entire starter. And because this is an automatic, that's called a flex plate in there. People refer to it as a flywheel, but officially it's a flex plate. And now your starter's off. So two bolts, the ground, and the electrical connection. All right, so here's your electrical connection, here's your ground. Ensure that this nut is off. Aligned to the pin. And then I'm going to do the ground first, but I'm going to put the bolts in to temporarily hold it. When we removed the starter, we showed you the option of moving it out on an angle using a deep socket to remove the nut for the ground. For the installation, we're going to show you the other option where you can put that on while it's mounted to the frame. We used an offset open box wrench when tightening the nut to the ground in this option of installation. Want to have a little play. Still want to have a little play with it, but letting it sit like that. I have the bolts not fully tightened, but enough just have a little bit, be a little loose. You see how I have that on there now? So the ground clamp is on, and I'm gonna tighten up that ground bolt before I put on that electrical connection. Sorry I'm breaking one of my own rules, but to have a good grip, I needed my fingers to be able to put that nut. This is a very low torque, so basically you want to tighten this nut just enough to ensure a clean, tight electrical connection without stripping it. So I go to a snug fit with just a little bump. Some people try to put the ground on beforehand because they may not have one of these type of wrenches, and obviously you need a deep socket. Then simply, you got your electrical connection right here. It fits right on top, but you got to make sure it snaps in. All right, so then you tighten up these to a minimum of 35 foot-pounds. Some specs you'll see as 40 foot-pounds. I just go between both of those. And then let's get a little close up. You see the ground, you see the electrical connection. Now, that's a tight fit between that solenoid and that connection. So make sure before you even start that is an exact fit for your situation. Reconnect your battery. Now I've been working on this Jeep, so it's going to be a little loud, but we're going to test it out. If it doesn't start, go back and check every electrical connection. All right, that's a wrap. We hope this video helped, and if it did, please like and think about subscribing to our channel. Thank you.